All right, so first I'm going to bring in the image. And you can check the description where this image will be. I might start putting everything on my Skillshare page. We'll see. Okay, so first I want to make the helmet. So I think this is just going to be a sphere 3 times. It'll make sense. All right, so first I'm going to turn on symmetry. I'm going to put show line. And I want not only the left and right, but I want front and back. So I think that's Z. If we look at the front, let's see, this will be, we'll just name it Romeo. I don't have time for that. So let's hit front. All right, let's use the move tool. So this is just the default sphere. It's kind of big, but that's okay. So we want to make this sort of shape. Notice the top is a bit flat, so. All right, I think that's pretty good. See, it looks weird in this view, so you got to make sure that you do like the front and the back and stuff too. It's very important. Otherwise, excuse my voice too. I don't know what's up with my voice today. All right, let's see how that looks. Oh, it looks weird from this angle. Every angle, it always looks weird. So I'm just making the move tool a bit smaller. I want it to be nice and round and like sort of, you know. Okay, that looks decent. Looks decent from the, okay, that looks better. Still looks a little funny in some angles, but I'll survive. Okay, so this can be, I'm going to stretch it a little bit. So what I think we need to do is, this will be the helmet. And then we can clone it, and this is going to be helmet X. X because we're going to cut it. We're going to use it as a Boolean. And I want to clone helmet X and make this the face. And we're going to hide that one. So helmet X, we want to, so this, what we're going to do is we're going to take this outer sphere, which will be the helmet, but we need to make like this lip inside. So what I think we'll do, oh, there's a few ways to do it though. This might be like a more difficult way. I'm actually not sure. I think there might be an easier way to do it. I'm going to delete that and go back to the helmet. I think we just need to make this opening. And I think to make the opening, we'll use, let's use a mask. So I'll just use a mask. The tricky part is there's so many different ways to do all of these things. Oh, you know what? I need to turn off Z. I need to go faster if I'm going to get this in under 20 minutes. All right, so something like that. Okay, that's one way to do it, but I don't know, it's not really doing it for me. I'm gonna clear it. And I'm gonna add, let's add a cube. And let's go into the options, do post sub 2, division X, bring it all the way down to maybe something like that. Let's bring post subdivision up again. Maybe even 3 times. Yeah, maybe even to 4. And I'm going to validate that and use the gizmo and bring it out. And I think I'm just going to do a Boolean. So now the difference is I'm going to use this shape to cut out this part of the mask. And I just think that'll be an easier way to do it. I need to make it a little more round. So I need to take, firstly, I'm gonna squash it like this. That'll make it easier to shape. And then I'm gonna turn the Z on as well. And I'm gonna make it local. All right, so I just need to make this a bit more round. I think that actually looks pretty good. So I'm gonna just turn off Z, use the gizmo and stretch this back out. And then move it in. So now it's gonna make that cut. So we can kind of I think the shape looks decent. You can resize it a little bit if you need to, but it's tricky. It might look fine. One thing that I will do before I do that is I'm just going to flatten the front part of the head. So I'm just going to use the move tool, and I want to flatten this a bit more. Yeah, I think something like that. Okay. I want it to just be a little more even. So that's why I'm flattening it. See how it's like in the middle? It's like kind of weird. I just want it to be a little more even. So now we can select them both and then hide this one. If yours doesn't hide, just go in here and uncheck sync visibility. And then what you can do is Boolean and Boolean. Okay, so that's decent. We don't have that nice lip, but maybe we can just make it manually. So I'm going to do voxel remesh. I'm just going to remesh this around like 175 or so. The reason I'm doing that is because it'll help me smooth out this edge. I'm going to leave symmetry on and just use the smooth tool and just smooth this out. And also by voxel remeshing, it doesn't make it get too much bigger, because if you don't voxel remesh and you try to smooth it, it might just like melt away a little too easily. I think that looks pretty good. So if you want to, you can use the flatten tool and just do like a nice bevel almost. Around the edge. It's a little quick and dirty, but it works. Now we can bring back face. And we can shrink it. And maybe we want to make it a little more flat. And then the rest would just be positioning it kind of how we want. That looks pretty good. You can always use move and sort of move the spots, certain areas to be exactly where you want them. But I think that's pretty good. And if you look at X-ray, you have all this excess. So if you want to trim it, you can trim it, but I don't think it makes too much of a difference. Oh, wow. Why did that trim like that? Oh, it's because of the Z. Gets me every time. Okay, so we'll turn off X-ray. We have that. For the body, I think I want to do a cylinder. So we'll just move this cylinder down. We can go to the cylinder options and make this smaller. It's kind of like, I think a tube might actually be better than this. I'm going to do post sub 2 and then bring the division X until it's like rounder. Okay, so I brought it down to 5. Let me make the bottom bigger. Top bigger as well. Let me go ahead and add some more geometry here so it's not so ugly looking. The only problem is, let's see if it helps if I put a linear subdivision. I might have to like add more divisions or something. Nah, that ruins it. Oh, there we go. That's nice. So I put it to 6. That's much closer to what I need. So I want to look. And maybe this is a little smaller. So something like that. For the bottom, I think it might be easier to use. Should I try to use tubes? If you use a tube, we'll just make a path here. I know it's kind of an odd choice, but let's turn snap off. Actually, let's turn the grid on. Oh, it doesn't let me, path? No. Oh, I'm in perspective. I want to be in orthographic. Let's turn the magnet on and bring this so it's nice and perfect there. And then let's just make it big. And then do our post sub to 2 and bring this down and make that leg nice and round. I'll add some more geometry. Let's see, can I stretch this? Yeah, there we go. I think that works. We'll make the whole thing a bit bigger. Looks good. And, oh, you know what? Let's take this and shrink it like so. And then let's take this. Let's just do a line so we can just stretch it. And you know what else? Let's put on the radius for all of them, and let's make this one bigger. So we can sort of match. Although I think that looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit longer here. We can mirror it. Uh-oh, it's a little, maybe you should do it this way and then just move it over. Give that little gap. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and validate and then use move and just kind of, I'm just going to adjust it so that it'll be smoother going into the body. And I'm going to adjust this as well. So I'll validate that. And I'm also just going to adjust. Let's make move smaller and just adjust this a bit. Okay, I think that looks good. So now let's take this mirror, validate. Take the mirror and the cylinder. I'm going to do a quick save. And voxel remesh them together at around 150. So we'll remesh those. Take smooth this puppy out. Okay, it looks pretty good, but you can still see the divisions. I don't really like it that much. You can always voxel remesh it again, maybe a little bit lower, 140. Until those don't exist. Let me turn off the ugly grid. Okay, so then we have something like that. You can bring it up a little bit. Oops. Bring it up a little bit more. Just going to take these and make them a little skinnier. The arms, I think, is tubes, so we'll use path. Okay, so then we'll just add one on both. We'll make the bottom a bit bigger than the top. And then we'll do post sub to 2, division X all the way down. Maybe to there. We'll add a little more geometry. And then we'll rework the sizes. As you can see, it gets a little weird. It's a little annoying. All right, let's see if we add another division. Nope, that ruins it. I think a linear ruins it as well. Okay, I think we might be able to, I mean, it looks decent. It actually does look decent. I'm just going to mirror it and validate it. I'm going to bring it out of the mirror just so I'm working on one arm at a time. Pivot, auto pivot. There's no way this is 20 minutes. Oh no, this is only 16. Okay, not terrible. Oh, I have a line on. I want to take a line off. I want to flatten this. I want to see how it's like. It's not really the shape that I want, though. I want to get that shape. It might seem like a cylinder might be a better option for that shape. So if I make the cylinder like this, if I make this smaller, let's see if I can get it round. Let's solo so you can see better. Post sub to 2, or bring the division X down until it's round. I guess that's the, did it make the same shape? I think it's the same shape. All right, let's see. This is a little bit better. I'm going to unsolo it and then move this to the arm position. Let's see if I flatten it. It looks better. I'm going to go ahead and validate it. The only problem is it's not round at the end. I could probably do it manually, but it's kind of bootleg. Turn the symmetry on. You know what I should do? Not only this one, I should do Z as well. I mean, it's kind of a cheap way to do it, but I mean, it does work. I feel like I need a little bend in it, so I'm just going to turn X off. I don't know if I like that either, actually. All right, there's another thing I can do. I'm just going to take both of these and delete them. I'm going to add a sphere. We'll solo it. I'm going to validate it and then go here. Or no, where do I need to go? I'll go to the gizmo, do symmetry, and then vertex, vertex. And now I want to do it up and down, so I think I need the green. And I want to do the arrow and stretch it like this. Okay, and now I'm going to turn vertex back to auto and shrink it this way. And before I do that, you know what? I'm going to voxel remesh it because it gets a bit weird. Like 150. Can even smooth it out a little bit. All right, so now pivot, auto pivot. Let's flatten it. So the only problem now is that it's not tapered at one side. I might be able to just smooth it. Let me turn this back to X. And you know what? Let's do Z as well. Let's see if we can use smooth. Because sometimes if you use smooth, you lose some of the clay. So I'm going to use that to my advantage so that it makes it smaller. If it doesn't work as well as you want, of course, you can just try the move tool. That might be a bit faster. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I could probably get it cleaner, but I think it's all right. So let's unsolo. Oh. Can't believe it's still doing it. Vertex is back on auto. You're still not going to let me do it, huh? Let's just turn symmetry off. Will you let me go now? Let me go to local. Will you let me move? Yeah. I think it does need to be moved. Just a little bit, I think. It's close. It's not as perfect as I would have wanted, but it's not bad. Okay, cool. That works. I'm just going to put it in the mirror. And now we have two. Everything else looks pretty good. The last thing is these headphones, which I would do with a sphere. I'm already past the 20-minute mark. Maybe I can edit this down. Let me get it out of this mirror. And let's go like this. Ooh, it's not bad. We'll do something like that. We'll validate. We'll use a mask. We'll mask. Select mask and rectangle. We can grab this, use the gizmo, and pull this side. And we could even flatten it like that. Okay, so maybe around there. We can go back to select mask and clear it. Split. Rectangle. So we'll split these in half. Take both halves and voxel remesh them to give them a little more geometry. See how they look all weird? So we'll do that and then smooth them. So I just want to make sure that, I guess that's fine. I was going to say make sure that symmetry is on, but okay, so we'll just smooth. We'll go to this one and smooth. You can try it without remeshing, but sometimes it looks really ugly. Okay, so we have our two pieces. If you have quad remesher, you can definitely do that and lower the size of this part. It doesn't need to be that big. It's like ridiculously big. I'll make it a little flatter and bring it into like there. Looks good. You could also decimate. You could also go here, miscellaneous, and decimate to get these smaller. These are really small shapes. Oh, I didn't mean to voxel remesh. I meant to put on a wireframe. See how dense they are? They don't need to be that dense. So that's what quad remesher is, if you're wondering. I'll just turn those off, and I'll break it down by half. Better. Break it down by half. Better. Still looks fine. I can probably do it again, and it still looks fine. I'm going to do the same. So essentially, I'm just taking away the resolution and just making the surface a lot cleaner than it was. Okay, that's fine. So we have these two. So I'm just going to nestle them. I'm going to take both of them, and actually I'm going to take one by one. Wait, do I want to do... Yeah, I'm going to add a mirror. And this is headphone A. Add a mirror. Headphone B. And we can take all of the... Actually, let's just take these parts. I think that's what I need to do. Use the gizmo. That's not going to work either. Let's just bring them into the same mirror. Let's bring them out, actually. That's what I meant. We'll bring them out of the mirror, and they're easily to handle. Easier to handle. So we'll just shrink them both, put them in their proper position. I feel like they should be a little bit bigger, but a little bit flatter. Okay, that seems right. All these other things need to be quad remeshed as well. I mean, this is really only to make the model more efficient. It's not something that like you have to do. But once you get used to it, like I make these things all the time, and if there's ever a chance that I can make something more efficient and it still look the same, then I normally do it. The only downside to this is if I wanted to do some really high res like painting or something, like I might have to, make some changes, do something else with it, but I might need it at like a higher resolution, but I don't think I'm going to do that for this. Okay. All right, so let me turn off the wireframe and get out of this. So really easy. This stuff is really easy. Let's just add the eyes. We can go ahead and mirror. I might even do some fun stuff like do a Boolean or something, but this is fine. Oh my God, I'm whistling. Why am I whistling? Let's just do eyes. And then let's add another little sphere. It actually doesn't need to be a sphere, to be honest with you. Really small. We'll validate, and then we'll do our symmetry, vertex, vertex, and move it out like so. And I'm going to voxel remesh it. Pretty small. I'm going to use quad remesher and actually make it smaller. Real small. And then shrink it. Wait. Let's put this back to auto. Let's go pivot, auto pivot. Symmetry should be fine if it's on now, right? Yeah, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Make it a little flat and then find its home right there. You could even make it a little tiny bit bendy if you want. It might form to the face a little bit better. I think a little smaller, maybe a little longer and a little higher. Oh, and this headphone A, headphone B. Okay, we can validate these. This is the arm, so let's name the mirror arms. We can go ahead and validate those. The eyes look pretty good. I guess we'll leave them in case... wait, what is this? Oh, that's the mouth. Get that out of there. Mouth. The eyes look good. You can keep them unless you're really happy with their placement. Maybe I want to shrink them a little bit. Once you're happy, you can validate them. What is the box? Oh, the box is the helmet. I wonder if I can downsize this without losing too much detail. Still looks fine. You do lose some of that sharp edge though. You know, so it really just depends on how much of that detail you want there. I think I like that detail. So I'm just going to leave it. So how would we do this arch? I was thinking at first we could add a cylinder. Use, we don't need a line. Snap 90 and snap it towards us. We'll make it about as thin as we need. And then do hole. Probably need some more geometry, so I'm going to do post sub to 2, maybe linear. Maybe 2 linears? 2 linears, that works. And then go into these cylinder options and make it thinner. So maybe around there. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to add a little more geometry and then validate, trim. Maybe before I trim it, I need to work on the shape of it. Oh, it looks a little ripply. Hopefully I can smooth that right out without losing too much detail. I lost a lot of detail when I tried to smooth it. What's up with that? Okay, so I want the front and the back. I want left and right, and I want front and back. I'm going to do local, and I'm going to do Z. Nope, we rotated it, so it's Y and not Z. Okay, so this needs to be... The top is... Oh, wait a minute. Why does that not look... Although I think it's on center. It looked like it was off center for a moment. Okay. Looks like we need to do a little bit of this. Maybe a little of this. Let's do it a little higher. And then with move, maybe maybe we'll shrink that a little bit. Maybe bring this a little bit further out. Just give it a little more space. A tad bit more space. But I think that looks good. It's right in the middle. If we do X-ray, we can see it goes all the way through. We'll take trim. We'll trim it right around here. It looks good. It's right in the middle. This can be headphone band. We'll do a quick save. Yeah, so I think that's pretty good. I think for coloring, obviously you would go back to, I'm using a matte cap, which is why it's like red. You could go back to lit PBR, and then to color it, you would just go in here. Well, first you want to select, like I'll just select everything. And let's go back to the color. I usually choose a neutral color. Maybe I'll use this color. Do paint all. And now you would do your lighting and you would do your coloring. But I don't think I'm going to do lighting and coloring. I think you can have fun with it. You've seen my other videos with lighting and coloring. The hardest part is always just getting your character, done and looking good. So I think that'll be it for this one. And also I do my lights the same way all the time, so you can check out some other videos on lighting. Oh, I got snap. I'll just do a nice little rim light to make it look cool. Turn back on our environment. And then maybe put post-processing on. And there we have it. Maybe we'll go back to perspective. That looks pretty good. I wish I could just see it without this gizmo in the way. There we go. Alright, so that's about it. I think, obviously you can color it. There's a lot of texture here, so eventually I'm going to bring this into Blender to do some of the textures, but hopefully you got something out of seeing how I use just very simple shapes to kind of blend them together and make anything that I want, pretty much. All right, keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to go more in depth, then definitely check out my Skillshare classes where I am a top teacher. I have about 50 classes, both Procreate and Nomad Sculpt. I also have a few classes on Udemy, so if you want to learn more, or you just like my style, you like the way I teach, you want to support me, those are some other places that you can do it. Thanks again, keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you all in the next video.